Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you know that after two successful presentations, I'm going to give you and I'm going to present you one of the practical experience. From tomorrow onwards, you can go back to your workplace, you can start this. And you can convert to a traditional business model, you can convert to a traditional printing fraternity to a sustainable printing fraternity. So let us know how we can do that. How I was able to do it in 10 years back in Sri Lanka. Yeah, yes. You know that Earth is a closed system, right? What is a closed system meaning? We can't take any resources from out of this earth. We can't send any debris or any waste from this planet to another planet. It's a closed system. Only energy we can take from the sun, and the rest, you know, that only some rays we can go back to from earth. Therefore, the resources that we were given, the waste that we generate, right, have to absorb only this earth. Therefore, we need to think differently how we can protect our mother earth. Human interaction in the socio-economic system. We take natural resources from the mother earth. What we do? To do our all socio-economic activities we take resources from our earth and we send waste back to the environment. Right? When we take the human being, we take the oxygen from here, we send back CO2. We take pure water from the stream on the earth, right? Filtered water, we drink and we send back wastewater to the environment. The same time we took food from the environment, we sent waste back to the environment. Is this reasonable? No. What happened? If we do continue this, there might be some resource depletion issues, water pollution, air pollution and earth pollution. Finally, consequently, the many environmental problems occur. These cause low productivities in many industrial sectors, as well as the strict environmental regulation will be imposed in the future. Therefore, we need to think very seriously about sustainable practices. I will show you the real world population count. Give a minute to connect internet. Yeah, anyway, there's some technical issues. You know that when we, you know that you can just Google this and see the world, you know that the count. You can see the live population increase. It is over 8.1 billion now. In this particular moment. The population of the world today is about 200 million people larger than yesterday. Every day we add 200 people to the world than yesterday that we had, right? So, the world population clock live shows you that, right? You can see that, then you in the real time how fast it is actually going. This development will put enormous pressure on the earth resources, and we will need to find more sustainable way of living and past. Right? Right. Those are some challenges. The population of the world today, you know, the growing population. By 2025, world population will be over 8 billion. We have already passed 8 billion, 8.1 billion now. Around 2040, it could hit 9 billion, and by 2100, it could reach a massive 11 billion people. The number 2. And much bigger world economy. The world economy could grow a massive 26 times in this century. This will put enormous pressure on earth resources, and we are already overusing at 160%. Something must change. Therefore, if we don't start radical change the way we consume the planet, we will be heading for a complete collapse of our consumer society. At current trend, the planet cannot sustain twice as many people and a 20 times large economy. So, a new industrial revolution, that is the must. How we can do that? Look at, there's a need for a new industrial revolution where economic wealth goes hand in hand with environmental and social sustainable way. Environmental protection is a must. Right, so, and fast we are reaching critical tripping points beyond which it will be too late to reserve negative trends. So, look at this. The environmental footprint, we can say our ecological footprint. It's a very good example, you can see. It is a measure of human demand on the Earth ecosystem. It says something about how many planet Earth we need to support our way of life. I will show you how many planets we need to support our life if we practice the way we do. Today we need about 1.7 times planets to provide the resources for our consumption and absorb our waste that we generate. By the mid-2030s, we will need 2 planets, but unfortunately we have only 1. Overuse increasing. In 2012, Earth Overshoot Day was August 22nd, meaning that from this day, humanity lives beyond the ecological capacity of planet Earth. Right, so every year the day arrives a little earlier in 29, and it was, 2009, it was September 2025. Look at this year. Earth Overshooting Day in 2024 is on August 1st, is earlier than it ever has been before. Earth Overshooting Day is the day when humanity demand for nature's resources exceed the Earth's capacity to regenerate them for the year. In 2024, this means that between January 1st and August 1st, humanity's demand for biological generation is equal to the planet's entire annual regeneration. That means we have already consumed the allocations by 1st of August in this year. We don't have resources to run from August 1st till 31st December. Look at this. From 1969, at that time, the resources that we had is sufficient to run for entire population in the world. But today, 2018, we had a requirement of 1.7 times planets. Look at today. This is 2024 situation. We need 1.5 times planets need to support humanity's demand of Earth ecosystem. To provide you and me the social economic activities and requirement, we need 1.75 times planets. This is very good example. Look at this very carefully. How many countries are required to meet the demand of its citizens? Japan required 7 times 7 Japan's resources. Italy required 4 times resources, Switzerland required 4 times 6, UK 4 times. India 2.7 times. We are very somewhat sustainable, even though we have 1.4 billion people here in India. Look at the next side, right side. How many Earth would we need if everyone lived in the USA resident, like Mark? Oh, maybe we average. I have a calculator now. You can calculate and see. You can input your resource pattern, how you consume. You can just Google and see the www.footprintcalculate.org. Then you can see from your own, right? If you consume resources like you, then you can understand how many planets we need, the all 8.1 billion, right? Live like that. So, USA need 5 times world resources, India need 0.8 times by 2024. Right? Yes, I took an average like you and me, the middle class income generation, right? Generation category, the executive level, the person, average person like us, our personal earth overshooting is 4th March. That means we consume our resources much more than the general public, those who are in other poor countries. Right? They don't have sufficient resources, but unfortunately, unreasonably, we consume their resources. So what we need, we are all part of it. Therefore, current overseas is due to our consumption of goods and services, the extraction of raw material, production, distribution, use and disposal of the stuff we buy. As a consumer, you and me, we have to have the possibility to make a positive difference. So, therefore, that is why we need to talk about sustainable development. The economical development is not sufficient. The social development is not sufficient. We need to have all 3 pillars. We need to develop our industries economically sustainable. We need to develop our society economically socially sustainable, as well as we need to develop our society and environment environmentally sustainable. So we need to mix those 3 and we need to think about those 3 pillars. Almost all printers here, you calculate, right, your P&L or income statement monthly and you check the bottom line. It is plus or minus. But anybody here, let me know, tell me that we calculate our ecological footprint monthly basis. We measure our waste to print 1 ton of production out. We consume this much of energy, we consume this much of water, we generate this much of waste. Do we do that? No. Then this is correct time to start it. I'll show you that how I have done it. So, solution exists for improvement of sustainability. How we produce the food is number 1 actually. How we produce, distribute and consume food. How we meet one of our most basic needs. Food is a powerful way to influence sustainability. Sourcing food locally and avoiding highly processed foods can lower the ecological footprint. Organic food and smart agriculture practices which help us to reduce the ecological footprint. Resource efficiency in food production and food waste. We need to find solution what we can do for the food waste. I will show you what I have done for that. Second one, when you talk about energy, how we power ourselves. Decarbonizing the economy is our best possible chance to address climate change and would improve the balance between our ecological footprint and the planet's renewable natural resources. Reducing the carbon component of humanity's ecological footprint by 50% would get us from consuming the resource of 1.7 times Earth's down to 1.2 Earths. Therefore, this is a huge challenge. Sustainable energy practices, energy management and conservation practices, renewable energy adaptations, green building solutions might be some solution for that. And as well as the planet, how we help nature thrive. Humanity's quality of life is dependent on the health of our planet's biological resources, including fertile soil, clean water and clean air necessary for humanity to thrive. Look at the cities. Everyone is looking to reach the cities by 2050. 80% of the world population is expected to live in the cities by 2050. That might be another challenge. City planning and urban development strategies are instrumental to balancing the supply of natural resources and the capital and the population's demand by 2050. If we don't do that, there might be so many consequences, right? The examples include the energy efficiency buildings, integrated zoning, compact cities, and effective option for people-powered and public transport systems. Yes, now I will show you my case study that I have done within the last 10 years. In print industry, similar industry that you and me are working today. Sustainability in the business, the Vijay Newspapers Limited. Vijay Newspapers is the largest printing company in the Sri Lanka market, leader having over 60% market share, revenue-wise as well as circulation-wise. In newspaper printing, also we have commercial printing, and we move to the stationery and other packaging as well now. So I'm going to discuss with you, our motto is we innovate and lead. So we took innovative practices, global recognitions, and vision for a green future. So we developed this in our system, in our strategic plan, and our heart. So we developed this in from 2006, Sustainability Initiative from 2006 to up to date. I introduced 10 sustainable practices. First one we call cleaner production practice. Second one we call green productivity. This cleaner production came from US and the United Nations, UNIDO. The second one, green practice concept, came from the APUSA and Productivity Organization in Japan. And third one, responsible care. Chemical is in practice, industrial symbiosis. Industrial symbiosis, I don't have waste in my printing plant. My waste is someone else's raw material. I have converted my waste to someone else's raw material. We call industrial symbiosis. Number 6, carbon footprint calculation. 7, water footprint calculation. Life cycle assessment, green engineering practices, energy management and conservation, including ISO 50001. In 2006, when I joined them, they had some old traditional, clean process steps in pre-paste. We introduced latest CTP technology, which is environmental friendly chemical, and also that environmental friendly chemical was treated by installing in ETP effluent treatment plant. We did not send any drop of water to the environment back without doing proper treatment. Yes, we introduced energy management practice. You can see this is the process optimization. We optimize our process by introducing Kaizen, PIVSS, and also TPM, TQM, Lean, Six Sigma. Those practices help us to reduce our process, help us to optimize our process and reduce our energy consumption. You can see that not only energy material consumption, this chemical consumption was reduced by over 46%. This is the press chemical fountain, the consumption reduced by 30%. Yes, we introduced in 2018 first we introduced the environmental friendly chemical. After that we introduced environmental friendly technologies where we don't use any water, we don't use any chemical in the pre-press operation now, 100% environmental friendly. Right, this process, that means processless plates we use to run our business. Introduce processless CTP technology and chemical-free plates. Reduce chemical usage to 0 now. We are more sustainable than in 2006. Look at the next. So this concept helps us to save our material, manpower, energy, and reduce emissions and save water. And also help me to improve my productivity, reduce costs and eco-friendliness, and finally helps to our bottom line, the profitability. Yes. At the same time, we think now we have inculcated the culture there to think differently. Any development we do, we think what is the environmental impacts, right? So we develop our press room with the soundproof system. That project was one of the, I was able to get a grant from the Netherlands government by selecting one of the best industrial development, the environmental friendly design. LKR Sri Lankan rupees, they grant me about 5 million rupees. The food waste, you can see in our canteen we separate our food waste into 3 separate bins. The separated food waste we send to our own biogas generation unit in-house. We generate LPG, instead of LPG we generate biogas and use in the canteen. We was able to reduce LPG consumption by 30%. You can do it. We need only 9 to 10 kilogram, the 5,000 liters tank. This is ready-made, it is available. So this is the waste, even environmental friendly chemical, whatever the chemical generated in the process, production process, we send into the central environment, the retreatment unit in-house, and we treat that water and we use in the garden. We do not use the raw water or supply water to our gardening now. Right? And also, not only that, but also even human shower wastewater. Our employees, they work 24-hour shift. Nights they have to wash, and also they need to wash their clothes. Even that water we do not send to the environment without doing proper treatment. We installed another treatment system and use, this is the wonderful example that I want to show you. You know how I can use that? I have added some value to my wastewater. I don't have any waste in my plant. Waste is a valuable resource for me. In this, you can see here, this wastewater, shower wastewater, I treat and put into the rooftop through sprinklers to cool my building. Because heat transfer, there are three systems: radiation, conduction and convection. Heat mainly comes from the roof. If you can cool the roof, you can reduce your air condition load. You don't need your air condition. You can avoid your mechanical ventilation system or reduce your energy cost for the air condition. So we have about 3 acres building, size of building, where we have fixed that sprinklers to cool the roof. So we were able to reduce the air condition consumption about 40 to 50%. Also, you can think, that we can use natural resource as much as possible. Country like India and Sri Lanka, we have, all 365 days we have sunlight, right? What we have done, we have designed factory to get the maximum natural lights. I run the factory from morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 to 6 without any artificial light, other than the control room and the quality control room, where we need to maintain some Kelvin 7000. Other than that, we don't use any artificial light. We designed the room, the building, to get the natural lights. This is the energy management concept that we implement ISO 50001. It's a comprehensive process, but we introduced 50001 project with help of the APO, Estate Productivity Organization, in 2006. After introducing this, I was able to reduce my energy consumption. I will show you that slide later, but technological changes. As I explained you, when we are going to buy new technology, we don't look at only price. We think the energy consumption, because sometimes you buy a machine by giving low cost option you select. But what happened? It consumes more energy than the most energy efficient machine. Then you use it for another next 20 years. Then what happened? Your energy consumption cost is much higher than the investment gap that you had when we were purchasing. Therefore, you need to think it seriously. In future, when you are going to invest even any single rupee, you need to think whether it's energy, you need to think about energy efficient or not. What is the rating? 5-star, 4-star, or otherwise, what is the kilowatt hour? Kilowatt value, right? Capacity of the machine. We introduce energy efficiency Chile. Look at, we have about 21 printing machineries. We don't run all printing machines at once. We have air conditioned entire that building. But how do you know that we have reduced the air conditioning? Think about this building. We have 100 plus people here now. But we have very fixed air conditioned system. Whether we have it or not, we have 10 people or 100 people, it runs the full load. Then what happened? The energy, its energy consumption is equal. But in our intelligent chiller, it knows what is the actual requirement now. When we run to only 3 printing machines from out of 21, it significantly reduced the energy consumption. When I use 10 machines, slowly increase to 10 machine requirement. When I run 28 machines, it runs 100% load. So the technology helps us to reduce our energy consumption. You can see I was able to reduce my energy consumption in air condition about 50%. I have reduced my total energy, bill in 2013, it was 8 million Sri Lankan rupees. I reduced from 8 million to 800,000. 8 million to 800,000. So, some, that small changes, we can see that Kaizen solutions. Instead of going for innovative solution, you can think, what are the small changes that you can do in your workplace? Retrofit technologies. Instead of traditional spiral brush system, we introduce water sprinkler system to the printing presses. Then it helps us to reduce about water and chemical consumption by 70%. Right? Likewise, in energy also, consumption will also reduce if you can introduce this kind of small retrofit technologies. You can see from 2018 to our continuum, we measure this continuum, we have sub-meters. There are about 26 sub-meters, printing machine 1, CTP 1, the main marketing department 1, main administration department 1, compressor rooms 1. Likewise, we have fixed separate meters and measure it weekly basis. We take those data into the main dashboard, AI connected dashboard, it gives us the trend. Right, I will show you in next slides. You can see the significant drop that we have done. In 2015 to 2020, 5 years we were able to reduce by 51%. Last 6 years, energy consumption from 2015 to 2020, you can see the values, the reduction. This is the KVA values, maximum demand reduction. So finally we design another sustainable printing house. You can see by using natural resources as much as possible, natural light. When you are going to design a building, what we think? We need to think, you need to check whether your sun path, it coming from east to west. You need to think from where my main building pace should be, which direction. How we can take the natural lights, daytime, maximum natural lights, how we can avoid the unnecessary heat to the building. Those are the factors that you need to consider. Right? If you can consider those factors, you will be able to reduce your energy consumption in your building. That's how we have designed our factory. You can see, this is my roof, factory roof. Almost 100% solar panels are installed. Right? The green factory design. This solar panel, capacity nearly about 1 megawatt, 808 kilowatt. It generates about 1 gigawatt hour per annum, nearly about 1033 megawatt hours. Approximately 22 million Sri Lankan rupees we can save from it. Finally, it helps me to reduce carbon footprint nearly about 500 metric ton per annum. It was, I will show you, this is our carbon footprint calculation 2020-2021. It was about somewhere around, that 2,261 metric ton per year. We were able to reduce to 1,200. We are going to convert Sri Lanka, South Asia's first carbon neutral factory by 2027. I will show you it. This is a water footprint calculation. In 2020-21, we had about, the 20,000 liters, cubic meters per year. That is our water footprint, water calculation. We have introduced a lot of best practices to reduce water consumption. Now, after that, we are going to reduce that our water footprint also. This is one of the simple examples that we can introduce. You can see, even any single drop of water that comes to our rooftop from rain, we do not waste. What we have done? We have installed rainwater harvesting system. We collect that water and we use that water for the different purposes. Mainly we use to clean the rooftop solar system and also some vehicle washings and other small activities when it required. Right? So, finally, that we introduce sustainable waste management system, and also this helps us to reduce, you can see, in LKR, we save about 100 million rupees per annum from the waste and the best practices. This is directly helps us to our bottom line. US dollars is nearly about 600,000 per annum. So, those are the strategies. After that, we develop after 2020 to 2022 mean 2 years. We lost completely because of COVID-19. We were not able to do anything else other than surviving the business. So again, we develop our strategies in 2022 to go to the next level. Optimized utilization and diversification project. You can see, as the press presentation also we discussed how we can collaborate. As a newspaper distributor, every morning I have to send the vehicle all over the country. After the COVID, unfortunately, our newspaper volume significantly came down. So I thought, I look at that option, how I can utilize my vehicles. Now we are running partially loaded vehicle, half vehicles empty. We can't change the vehicle fleet of the 100 plus vehicles. But what I did, I introduced a new business model, Reach Transport Service. You can see, we introduced our own transport system to provide services for others. While carrying newspapers, I am carrying others' goods now. It's a new company now. We diversified to a new company while doing newspapers. Reach is a new company. It earned last 3 years over 25 million profit from that company. Business to business solution and hiring trucks space. You know that we used to hire that truck space. On the way back from the last end point to Colombo, we collect that agriculture foods. You know, they were farmers' goods. Earlier they had to send it to Colombo with high cost. We charge 50% off because we don't have any cost. We charge 50% for them. Their costs was significantly reduced. This is a win-win situation. We took another advantage from that. This is our coverage, B2B courier service in island-wide in Sri Lanka, and also we hire our space. Also, if they need, when we don't have, that peak demand, Monday to Thursday, we do daily newspapers. Thursday and Friday is the heavy newspaper, Sundays. So when Monday to Thursday, if any other company wants complete vehicle, we do hire service now. Right? In Colombo city basis, we do. This is the project 2 we developed. Superior exercise books. We introduced a new exercise book because after COVID, unfortunately, our consumption came down. Our employees were, they don't have full load now. They print newspapers at night only. From morning to evening, they are idle. So I thought that how we can utilize them effectively to improve the profitability of the company. I introduced a new business, new exercise books manufacturing. We install a machine. Now I use my employees' daytime for that machine. It's a win-win situation. They can earn now another, incentive. We don't want to increase salaries only from the newspapers. We gave incentive scheme to equally, they can have 2 opportunities. While working at the one place, they can get a double salary. At the same time, we don't have EPF, ETF or other overheads to have a separate team. Right? And also, I have my own distribution network. I distribute newspapers for all the exercise book all over the country. So this is that development that we have done. Right? So I will go to the project AI and big data. How we use AI and big data to develop our business. It's not a big, rocket science. It's a very small thing that you can start from tomorrow. Right? You know that I have developed a dashboard to see daily, that we have KPIs. Even my daily KPI is LKR 1 million rupees. Nearly about 400,000, 4 lakhs Indian rupees, my daily KPI. All right? So then I check my company KPI, this is in September somewhere else we have given 1.4 billion ton target KPI, but actual was 1.1 billion. 78.9% achieved. Daily we can measure it now. Every day, any moment, even now if I want to log into my system, I can see today what is the profit, what is the total turn revenue that we have generated. If you know that figures, you can take action. We have displayed, we have given our employees, our marketing team, from their mobile phones, they can see their monthly target in app. They can see their achievement. If you don't know, we can see that by 15th of the month, they can see 50% has gone. We have more 50% to generate our revenue. So they can think that they need to work hard or they can go just as usual. Likewise, they are given very specific KPIs. Right? So likewise, you can see this is the actual versus target. You can see this, ad revenue in this particular month, target was 184 million, but our actual is 197 million. 160% achievement, 106%. So this kind of dashboard can be developed. You can measure not only the revenue, but also your material consumption, your waste generation, energy consumption, right? All other carbon footprint, etc. So, yes, I am not going to discuss more. This is the last project that I have introduced. We introduced a new university. We launched it on 15th of September. We do research now. This is our new university, Times School of Higher Education. We are affiliated with some other universities, Thailand and also Malaysia and the USA, Karisma University in USA. And we are going to merge with some Australian and other UK universities, that's also into some Indian universities, to develop the technological know-how, to give the knowledge to our industries, to employ those who are working in the industry. Right? Sometimes they join industry without a basic degree, just a certificate or diploma. After many years, they have not developed it or improved it. So our main responsibility is to improve their knowledge by developing short courses or CPD program, continual development program. That's why we want to discuss with you. We can merge together, then we can share our knowledge and experience each other to develop our both, all countries' knowledge. So we have actually undergraduate and postgraduate program, certificate, diplomas, and diploma and digital academy. Through digital academy, you can address some program from here, even the USA or even from India, any part of India. So likewise, we have done a lot, I'm not going to discuss this. These are digital academy programs. Yes, the long-term strategy that we have developed beyond 2024. Look at this. Proposed project of carbon neutral newspaper printing company by generating 100% renewable energy from our own renewable resources. After 2027, we are not going to get any single kilowatt hour from the national grid. We are going to generate our own energy by ourselves. We have done for the research feasibilities for that. This is the first one. We are going to install 1 megawatt solar panel system on the ground floor. We have about 100 acres land. The plantation, the same company. We get underutilized land. We are going to utilize about 5 to 6 acres to install 1 megawatt plant. And also that coconut plantation. Now we have started to plant glyceria, the energy tree, which we can cut every 6 months and feed into the boiler. Then we can generate biomass energy. So finally, this will be the first Sri Lankan hybrid project. From this side, we are going to install 1 megawatt solar. From other side, we are going to use waste food or waste wood or biomass. And finally, we are going to generate our own renewable energy. So national, that we have developed our own national responsibilities. When we are going to develop anything in Sri Lanka, we protect first our historical value. The second one, we protect our cultural inheritance and also our environment, preserving our natural beauty. So this is the concept that we have developed, sustainable Sri Lanka, natural, even we have planned to provide space for the flora and fauna. Everyone has equity and equal opportunities to live in the earth. We are very much aware about the Sustainable Development Goal, UN Sustainable Development Goal. We have introduced a lot of systems to address even goal number 12, goal number 6, goal number 3, likewise. In our company, this is the national framework, but also we have developed our own company goal framework to adapt to the UN Sustainable Development Goal, 17 goals. Those are our development research that we do now. Actually, we have done so many researches and conferences, Asia Pacific roundtables, that many international and national programs. Strategic level development program in Print Industry Sri Lanka, that I will be the next president in Sri Lanka Printing Association. So I have already developed a plan to develop it. Now we export actually only 118 million USD worth direct export. We are going to increase from 120 to 500 million within a 2 years time next year, from next year to next 2 years. We do a lot of project with the UN and the United Nations, that Asian Productivity Organization. That also we introduced first master degree in energy and circular economy in Sri Lanka in our university now. Anybody remotely you can join, you can get a master program. This joint project actually is from European Union, 5 universities from European Union and 5 universities in Sri Lanka, 4 states and myself from our one from private sector. We together developed this master program. You can remotely join and you can get a master degree in energy and circular economy. You know that those are the energy management and conservation additional projects that we have done, and also we have done a lot of program in Europe. Actually, Times Europe, European Summer School program I delivered in 2018, Sustainability and the Global Economy in the forum. So likewise, that round table discussions, my friend Tusa, we have already developed concept how we can utilize the round table system to share the knowledge among all the printers and the SME sector members in the community, right? So those are some of awards and recognition so far that we have received because of our best practices in the country. We got National Green Award, National Green Production Awards, National Productivity Award, and Energy Efficiency and Taiki Akimoto 5S Award. And ISO 14,001, 50,001, Global Chemical Leasing Award. We are the only company in Sri Lanka. We got that Global Chemical Leasing Award in 2012. So Responsible Care Award and also other printing awards and national whatever the level main award. And also we got 2021, we are the not only among the printing sectors, among all the sectors, small printers, not only printers, all the manufacturing and service industries. We got the Platinum Award in 2021 in the cleaner production practice, cleaner production system practice in Sri Lanka. Also I got the South Asia's first VANI for ISO 12,647-3 certification for the printing quality. Right, in 2019 in New Delhi, it was happened in New Delhi. This is the global, South Asia's first chemical leasing. That's a new concept came from again UN. We introduced the chemical leasing concept instead of traditional buying. That we introduced this system to ink. We did. Earlier we bought ink and we pay cash. Now what we did, instead of buying it, we introduced a new concept called leasing the ink. We do not buy ink directly from the manufacturer. He has to supply us according to our demand. So this call, that now he can reduce the raw material and produce good quality ink to sufficient our requirement. So we pay only for the number of units. If we print 100,000 copies, we pay 1 rupee for, we can say 1 copy, then 100,000 copy in 100,000 rupees. Earlier we had to import and we have to store and we have to use sometimes there are some wastages, we have to pay those wastages as well. Now we don't pay for the wastages. It's a win-win-win situation. Manufacturer also win, user also win, and environmental also win, because we do not send any drop of waste back to the environment. So this is the case study. You can see this is the APO, that Japan, we got energy efficiency, best energy efficiency award from them. And I developed manual which we can use to introduce any industry, not only the printing, any industry they can use this manual and implement ISO 50001 energy management system to reduce your energy cost. Same kind of new project we introduced first time again in Sri Lanka, we call MFCA, Material Flow Cost Accounting, integrated solution to develop, help to sustainable development. This is called ISO 14051. I am the one who introduced this concept to Sri Lanka first time in 2021. This is the manual that we have developed. By using this manual, actually, we can introduce that MFCA, Material Flow Cost Accounting system, in any organization. It will give basic guideline to understand the concept. Now, let's start the journey. I have given you the basics. I have shown you the practical things that we can implement our workplaces. Those are not rocket science. Small things. If we can do small things in extraordinary way, right? The successful people never do big things. They do small thing in extraordinary way. If you can start to a journey, you can, right, get the results soon. Finally, Austrian-born German scientist Peter Dicker says that don't try to innovate our future, innovate the present. My mentor and also the very respected engineer and the former president in India, Dr. Abdul Kalam says, you cannot change your future, but you can change your habits. And surely your habits will change your future. Thank you very much.
My God, is what an thrilling session today. I mean, I'm out of words to, the rapid pace in which Mr. Janaka carried out his presentation, and very aptly done, and introducing all sort of measures to save energy, reconversion, recycling, and putting back to earth. Because as he said in his earlier slides, the amount of pressure that we are putting on our earth, it definitely is a point to concern, and that we should at our micro level think about, conservation of energy, productivity, power, all water. So many things were important in his lecture. I salute you, and one of the very good presentations I have heard. And if anybody in the audience has any questions, please feel free to ask him one. Or you are just in that thought process of what was happening in the last 40 minutes.
That's a very good question. Yes, that's a good question. You know that when I joined to the Vijay newspapers in 2005, February 1st, they didn't have any sustainable practice or concept. Even they didn't have sustainable word in their roadmap. So I was able to introduce this. At that time, it was a challenge for me. My finance guy, director of finance, they think that, oh my God, those are expensive equipment and all. After that, what I did, I have another master in economics and finance. In 2005, I didn't have it. Then I thought that without finance or economics, I can't prove this concept. Right? I can't show the reality of that, value of that to any management or the owners of the companies. So then I started my master in 2006 and completed. First 3 years I was not able to do much investment about sustainability. After that, what I did, each and every investment, even in single project, I do financial analysis, feasibility study first, then financial analysis, and also environmental and sustainability analysis. And show them that invest at least 20% will give, the return will be, ROI will be less than 3 years. The energy efficient air conditioner, you can see that it saved 50% of my air conditioner energy consumption we had at that time. So, after that I was able to convince them to think differently. Right now, what we do actually, in our bottom line, we take about 5%. The people take even top line 5 to 7% for the marketing and branding. Right, in the world, 5 to 7% from the top line. But we don't take any single percentage from the top line for the sustainability. Now I have reduced my carbon footprint. Now I am going to export my exercise book. Then now I can say that I am the most environmental friendly exercise books in the world. I can add additional 2 cents or 3 cents US dollars to the average price. Then I can get that as a profit. So now we say, that from first start, don't need to invest huge money, take 2-3% initially, but this is a continual journey. Right? I started, you can see even 10-15 years back from the small investment 2006, and now we are here somewhere in 2014, and next year, after 2 years time, 1.5 years time, it will be a 20 years journey. So you can start and at least allocate 5% from your bottom line, not top line, for the sustainable development. You will be able to get the result. Thank you.
Thank you so much for... help us. Yes. He will help us.
Yes, definitely. That's what, from our... Yeah.
He's